Hi guys, so today is Monday the 12th and I just kind of wanted to check in and talk about how I've been feeling. Last night and all of yesterday was kind of a rough day. I've been feeling kind of anxious about tomorrow. I had a stomach thing and that mixed in with anxiety, which usually for me represents itself in like the stomach slash sternum area. For me it was kind of like, do I have to take a shit again or am I just nervous? I was just not feeling too well. And tomorrow I have the meeting where I finally get to choose my classes, and I also have to go to the bank to get a bank account, so I'm sort of just rallying over in my head all the adult things I have to do. And I'm just not, I don't know, I don't feel ready to start school. I don't feel ready to like go to the bank and set up my own account. I feel like I like living here so far, but I don't want to start the real life portion of it because so far all I've done is sort of get my things together, but I've not had to like confront the thought that I'm actually going to be going to school here. And sort of the past couple nights, that's what I've been sort of going through in my head. I'm just nervous. I don't think I'm gonna do badly, but I think it's normal to be nervous. I'm not upset at myself for being like this. I knew like I knew I was gonna get worked up and stuff. I've just been fighting sort of an urge to cry since yesterday and just kind of fidgety and just trying to, you know, keep the noise level up in my room and not have to like concentrate on what I'm thinking about, which maybe I should confront it and tell myself that everything's okay, but for me what works better is sort of canceling out my own noise with outside noise, even if that takes over some of the activities I should be doing. Like I thought today I was gonna go and get a couple photocopies, but now I'm like, well, maybe I'll do it tomorrow, maybe I don't need it at all, and like that's part of like, I know it's my anxiety and whatever telling me, you know, just stay in and stay put, you're safe here. Which is not good because I shouldn't be closing myself, and it's not like it's going to like the paper whatever bookstore and going, hi, I need a copy of this. It's not like tomorrow morning when I have to set up my bank. I don't know, I'm starting to feel alone in my room. I don't want to cry. But yeah, I'm starting to feel lonely. I think yesterday about 3 times I had the thought, I haven't said a single word today because I only went outside to buy like water that I ran out of, so I didn't really have a conversation out loud with anyone, and I don't feel comfortable talking to anyone. Even if like Saturday I had a Quidditch practice and everything went great and everyone was really sweet, I also noticed how much more quiet I was than in my Quidditch practices in the US, not only because I've known them for 2 years now, but I don't feel comfortable talking. I'm like really aware of my accent in Spanish, not like a gringo accent, like my Venezuelan accent when I speak, because everyone here has a Spaniard accent. I just feel like I'm gonna be judged because, you know, there's all these like, it's not racism, but like these like prejudices that people have here against Hispanic people. And you know, like people look at me and they're like, oh, where are you from? I'm like, oh, I'm Venezuela. And they're like, well, you're too white to be from there. So I'm like so aware of like the words I'm saying and how I'm saying them, and like I don't feel like free to talk and converse with people. I feel like whatever I say, people are just not gonna understand, or gonna think that what I'm saying sounds stupid or like not said properly. So it's kept me from sort of reaching out to the people from Quidditch and stuff, and like when I go out I try to like talk as little as possible, as quickly as possible, and I shouldn't because there's like hundreds of international students here, and you know, there's people from Asia and people from other parts of Europe, and everyone has an accent, but it's like I feel like there's, for me in the Spanish world, there's less of a stigma to I sound badly in Spanish because I'm learning to speak it than this accent is from here and people from here don't know how to talk, which is such a bullshit concept to begin with. Like, I have a professor back in Miami who says that the Caribbean Spanish speaking countries don't actually speak Spanish because they can't pronounce whatever, like the R's and the L's get like mixed up in the accent or whatever, and like to me that's just bullshit, but I know that's how a lot of people here feel as well. And it's not just here, it's all over South America. So I feel like I can't talk because I'm gonna be like, someone's gonna judge me for how I'm saying things, or I'm judging myself for how I'm saying it, and like I don't feel comfortable talking, which is weird because I'm like the first person to like raise my hand in class, and like I'm not an outgoing person. I'm incredibly like secluded. I'm not afraid of talking. I don't like small talk, but I'm usually okay with like, I have an opinion and let me state it. Here I would have opinions, or I have like thoughts, but I don't want to say them because I don't want anyone to be like aware of me. When you're bilingual, your brain has two sides, one for each language that you speak. I've always felt that my side when I'm communicating in Spanish is a lot more shy and a lot more introverted, whereas my English side, I'm always more willing to talk, not necessarily to strangers, or like, it doesn't mean that if the ambience is mostly in English, I'll be like an outgoing person, but it just means like I'm less afraid to talk to people that I know, and to talk to like my friends or whatever. Whereas when I have to talk to my friends who I talk to in Spanish, I'm not as talkative. I'm a lot more quiet, and I think it's a lot to do with the way sort of I've lived the two separate sides of, I'm playing with my hair tie. I think it's really tied to the way I've lived sort of the two lives of the Spanish speaking world and the English speaking world, because I suffered so much in Venezuela from bullying and being picked on and just not treated well, that I think sort of I associate communicating like that to being judged for anything and everything I'm saying, whereas, you know, I moved to the United States halfway through middle school, so even though I did have some like 8th grade pettiness, it wasn't as extreme as, you know, from K to 6th grade, 7th grade, 6th grade that I lived through. So, you know, I'm finding it hard to sort of talk to people, and I'm finding it hard to want to go outside and like I'm just so incredibly uncomfortable outside. Any sort of communication that I have to do, it's crippling, and I didn't want to be this way, and I knew it was gonna happen. I'm just anxious overall. I'm not having a bad time, and I don't think I'm gonna have a bad time. I don't. This is something just, you know, that I know my brain is inflating more than it should because of whatever chemical, psychological reasons there are. But I need to get it out. I don't like talking about this. I really don't. You can ask anyone in my life. They'll tell you like, it looks like I have no emotions because I hate talking about how I'm feeling. Oh, this is why. I'm not even that upset. That's the funny thing. I can be like happy, or not happy, but not angry, or not in any way sort of feeling badly. But if I have a sort of purposeful conversation, I will get choked up, and I hate it. I don't know, I just don't feel well. I feel nervous, I feel anxious, I feel like I'm not ready. I feel like the university hasn't communicated well enough. I feel like I'm gonna have trouble with credits and trouble getting my classes registered, and I feel like there's a lot of miscommunication on everyone's part, because here's the thing. The day I got here to the International Welcome Point, they tell me, oh, to register your classes, you have to make an appointment with your faculty. Your faculty, I'm translating literally. It's like with your college. So you know how there's a College of Arts and Sciences, the College of Education, the College of Law, College of Arts, whatever. Well, you have to talk to the people from your college, have a date for your classes where you register and you all do all that stuff. So I'm like, okay, cool, I'll go down and ask. So I was like, I have no clue where it is, I'll just call. And I call them and I'm like, yo, they told me at the welcome point that I need to register for classes by making an appointment. How do I do that? And they go, oh no, that's a set date. That's on the 13th. It's tomorrow. So I was like, okay. They'd already told me it was on the 13th. So there's clearly a lack of information from different ends. And that miscommunication makes me so nervous, because it allows for mistakes to be made that are not necessarily, that shouldn't have happened in the first place. So for example, when I was trying to get my ID, no one ever told me I needed to make an appointment for that. And now I have an appointment for the 27th. Had I known, I would have made it prior. So I would have done that the week my mom was here, so she could help me with all that shit, but no one told us. So this miscommunication in such a delicate process, this is, you know, my college education, it worries me. Not only am I worried about, you know, the loneliness and the anxiety and the sort of speaking thing, but also all the sort of communication issues with, you know, my credits and my classes and all the things I have to do. And it just makes me so frazzled, and it bothers me so much to know that something so simple has to be made so complicated. I understand that they would want you to have time to register your classes and talk to a counselor. I agree 100%. I think it's great that I'm gonna have someone to talk to. But also, the semester starts today on the 12th and classes start today. So what if I have a Monday class that's only on Mondays? I've already missed the first lesson. What do I do? How do I make up that day? I know it's the first day and it's usually simple things like a syllabus, but it's usually so much better to be there so you get a sense of your professor, rather than the second week in where you've already basically missed around 3 hours of class, because usually a one-day class is 3 hours long. So I'm just nervous about that kind of thing where I feel like I'm gonna be missing on a few things, and especially because on one of the papers they sent me, they were like, I know this is on a Tuesday and you start semesters on the Monday, so try to go to class anyway. And I'm like, well, how the fuck am I gonna go to class? I have no idea where the classrooms are. I have no idea what classrooms I'm supposed to be in, where I'm supposed to be. I have no clue how the system works, your education system. And they've made no effort to simplify the process for me. It's a lot that I'm sort of thinking and mechanizing in my brain. It sucks, because I thought, for so long I was like, oh, you know, I got everything ready, and I went to that point where my brain always does, that's everything went out too smoothly, what's gonna go wrong? And now my brain's like, this is what's, now my brain's like, see, I told you something was gonna go wrong. I know that not everything runs as smoothly as it seems, because life is just not that way. Life never happens where everything goes perfectly smooth and there's no problems. So I knew that there was gonna be an issue along the lines. I just didn't think it was gonna be like this. If there was anything I would have rather have an issue with, or if I could have chosen to have an issue with something, I would have rather it be anything but my classes. And that's because there's two things riding on it. Not only my graduation, which I'm starting my 3rd year, but also my scholarship, which covers half of my tuition, which, you know, saves a shit ton of money to my parents. So it's I don't wanna fuck up this year just to have an experience and then leave my parents with like a lot of debt because I had, you know, I couldn't figure out my classes because people were shitty here. You know, I don't want that burden to fall on my parents because they had nothing to do with it. You know, it wasn't like, oh, you know, if I fuck up and something bad happens to me, that's okay because I was the one to fuck up. But if the university fucks up and then the consequences fall on my parents, that's not fair because they're the ones that are gonna have to like pay more money, and I'm gonna be the one that's like gonna have credits missing. You know, this university is not gonna have anything other than, you know, a student that's gonna be pissed at them if anything goes wrong. So I just think that's kind of fucked up. I think there's just an astronomical lack of communication everywhere, and me having communication issues to begin with, like, doesn't help. I don't know, I don't want something to happen where I feel like my experience here is fucked. You know, like, I would rather not be able to travel anywhere but have all my classes set perfectly than have a lot of free time because I fucked up on choosing my credits. I don't know, I think I covered like 5 topics. I just wanted to sort of sit down and talk and get it out because I feel a lot better. Thank you guys for watching, and I promise next video is gonna be about my week in Vigo. I was gonna post it today, but I just my brain was going through all of this, so I just wanted to get it out and get it up. So yeah, hopefully it'll get better. I promise. I know how to make funny YouTube videos. You can check my other channel here that I have with my best friend. Anyway, I'll see you guys later. Make sure to like, subscribe, and all that other YouTube bullshit. I'll see you guys later. Bye. Hi guys, my name is Fabi, and for the next 9 months, 3 weeks, and 1 day, I'm gonna be living in Barcelona, Spain.